What's up guys, Little here, and today I'm going to be telling you how to make sins on Fortnite. Starting off, you're going to want to have your clip edited, and I don't know, this is just some project that I'm not doing anymore, so here's the clip that I'm going to be making sins to. The first thing I want to talk about is like, you don't really need to have the right skin, so you shouldn't be freaking out about having like Renegade Raider or whatever, like if your clip has it, because I don't know, like you don't need the correct skin, and if teams expect you to like match the cinematics with the skins, then you probably shouldn't be editing for them. So let's get into the sins. So now that we're in Fortnite, gotta think of like a skin you want to use, and if you have the skin, then obviously you'd want to use it, but if not, you kind of want to pick skins that just look good. So a lot of the time, I know like since I'll use this, the redline skin, just because you get like cool reflections off the mask and stuff, and it looks cool. And so after you pick it, you want to go into battle laps, and then you want to click play. Alright, nice. So once it's here, you want to go to like wherever looks like you're sin the most. So mine was like on a shore, so I'll probably come over here. Alright, so after you get here, you're gonna want to go to your settings. You're gonna want to just put in the settings I'm putting on. So you want a quality, you want it to be on quality, the DLSS, and then I'm pretty sure like these can be whatever, I don't care. Make sure motion blur, show FPS, and VSync are off. And then all of these need to be set on epic, so you can come up here and set them on epic. And then that's gonna be whatever your DLSS was, so it's whatever. And then you're probably gonna want to put it on full screen. And if you have a 4K monitor, you definitely want to record in 4K. We gotta find some bots to use, because all my sins use bots instead of other people, because I don't have friends. We're gonna go find some bots and some like materials and guns we want to use, and I'll be back whenever I find that stuff. Alrighty, so I got all my stuff that I wanted to use. I got a few snipers and I got a crap ton of enemy bot grenades. I kind of changed my mind on the first sin, so I basically just wanted to be some like random dude getting attacked by a shark, because I don't know, I think that'd look cool. Shoot the This dude is such a pussy. Look at him. Okay, let's try that again. Go get him, bro. Go get him. This guy sucks. Alright, so my plan failed, so I'm just gonna have to take one for the team here and let the shark demolish me. Yeah, that was cool. Sick. Alright, so now I've put in my sins into After Effects or whatever your editing software, probably After Effects, because that's going to be showing. But I'm an idiot and all the sins have like frame drops in them, so we're just going to go at it. What I do is whenever I put in the clip, the cinematic, I'm going to double click on it in here, and in this little editor thing, you can clip where you want it to start. So I came through and I found where I wanted it to start, and then I pressed this button. So that's the set entrance point, and then find out where it ends or where you want it to end, and then you set the outro point. So now whenever you drag it in, it cuts it for you, so then you don't have to go through and trim it up. So what I do is I put it in, I enable timer map by clicking on my keyboard Control Alt and T at the same time. Control T. It's gonna pop open. So I'm gonna put a keyframe right where it starts, right here. So you can do that over here. Put your keyframe. And I made a custom keybind on my mouse to put keyframes, so I just do it with my mouse. But you're gonna have to use this to keyframe timer map. So after you keyframe timer map, you're gonna want to go to the keyframe to the left of it. So this keyframe is just like what is used to show the whole clip, but since you're only using a portion of it, you don't need it. So delete this one after you've made this keyframe, and then come to the end and delete this clip. After you've done that and you've like done your timer map, got the edges sorted, you can adjust it to wherever you want it, and I already have some frames marked out, so I'm gonna put it here. Now I'm gonna watch it and listen to the song and see how I want to sync it. Alright, so the synth sucks, so it's gonna be hard to edit, but all my synths suck, so I have to edit them all a lot. Alright, so I basically kind of want it to go up, and also now would be a good time to add black bars so you can know where you're at. So for black bars, CC jaws. I like to have thick black bars, but it's up to you. I don't care. Height 0, and then you can adjust them here. So I'll probably go 80. Yeah, that looks nice. Alright, so it's gonna start off with a basic sync, and that looks something like this. Alrighty, and you're gonna want to add frame blending because it's gonna drop frames probably, and check this mark, which is for motion blur whenever you do pan crop. This recording sucks, so it's gonna frame drop no matter what, so this is a terrible tutorial. You should click off right now, but I'm just gonna keep going. So I'm just gonna play with it until I get it to how I want it. I'll add another sync point in the middle. Usually what I do is I hold Alt on my keyboard so I can move these in sync, and I'll hold Alt and I'll drag it over like that. And so after I sync it, Control Shift C, or you can right click pre-compose. Make sure you select move all attributes and then you name it. So I'm gonna make it Sin 1 because it's the first sin. So now you got this thing. Enable motion blur, scale. So we're gonna start off with scale. You just kind of want to look and see what you think would look best, and I know like a lot of people don't know what looks best, so just look at other people who like have good sins and what they do in what scenarios, and kind of like look at what they do and kind of go off of that. So like good people to look at would be like Axiom, Sparky, Sense, you know, anyone really. That's good. Zaid. And so I'm gonna start, I usually start 100 and then I'll go into 120 or 110, sorry, and then I'll go 120 at the end. Always save a keyframe at the end, because if not, you can't see that last point and you can only see before. So yeah, that's what I do. And so I ease everything, and then hold shift on your keyboard, and while holding shift, take your mouse and place it right there and then drag. And this is what you want to do for pan crop. That saves so much time, because instead of having to go like this and like doing that, you just hold shift and drag it over and drag this one over. And so I'm gonna make it a little sharp at points, and then we're gonna watch it and see what it looks like. And if you don't like the sync, you just get out of your graph editor and come back in here, double click on your pre-comp, and then you can adjust it somewhere. And yeah, this just frame drops, so there's really nothing I can do about it. Next, I'll do rotation. Start off at like 7 usually. Put on motion tiles so you don't see those black edges. And here's what I do. I just come here, I go 150, 150 mirror edges. Alrighty, so 7, and then you kind of want to match the clip. So I'll go like that. I'm actually gonna start at 0. And you just want to match how the clip goes. So even though it might look funky now, once we finish, it'll look pretty sick. So I'm gonna do that. Again, hold shift, click in the middle and drag over. Make sure your motion blur is enabled. Then you want to drag these up, and you yeah, scale. You want it to match up with the scale for the most part. So alright, so next we're gonna do position. Put on position. You're gonna wanna, I see that right here dips down, which looks really ugly, so I'm going to try to maintain row of thirds with my positioning. Row of thirds, you just want it to be either right here or right here. That's just kind of how you gotta do it. And then here it goes all crazy, so I guess we can transition up. that. I'm gonna click this button to separate dimensions, and then easy ease it, and just do what we've done with everything else. Shift and drag, and then you wanna put these, oops, shoot, put these down just a tad bit. And I want it to start a little bit more out, and so I'm actually just gonna move this under 100. Alright, after you're done with all that, put on levels. You wanna like drag the bottom to where it's like, you don't want any flat lines, so you wanna take it, drag it like past the flat line. Here. And then blue here, and there. And then you kinda wanna fix it up at the end. Not too much or something. And like that makes it look a lot better, as you can see. So I don't like how much it is, so I'm actually gonna take it, put on an adjustment layer, level up these adjustment layer sides. Alright, I'm gonna put it on, so like that obviously makes it look a lot cooler. And let's put this on 16-bit. You don't need to do that, but it'll just fix up these edges. Alright, and then I don't want it to be like as harsh, so I'm gonna put it down a little bit. And then I'm gonna pre-comp this together. Same thing, name it the same thing. Alright, and now I'm set. So here's the first sin. Next sin, it's going to be the one where he jumps up. So I'm gonna double click here and then size it up. This sin was really sick. And then, you know, we'll go there. Alright. So this sin kind of comes, like, starts going up. So here we can, on the actual adjustment layer, we can fix it a little. Because we have our black bars, we can go down as far as it is there. Make sure to always enable your motion blur. And so I'm gonna do that. So we kind of get like an uptrend, like that. And I want it to be a lot sharper. This is gonna come from bottom up. We're gonna timer map, make the timer map, go over, and go over to the next one using this. Click it again so it gets rid of that one. And then you're gonna come over here, make a marker, and then delete. Alrighty, so line up your stuff. I better leave the Discord call. Or not, or Discord's gonna freeze right when I try to leave the call. Alright. Put this keyframe one from the end. We're gonna sync this now. So I want like the main point to be right here. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this whole thing down just to fix the framing of everything before we even start. Let's hit it with the just a normal sync, whatever, not a big deal. Just trying to get it how I like it. Still want the main like point of the shot to be that right there, so I'll raise that to it. So the middle beat is just so I don't have to line it up manually like using these side ones, because if I deleted this to make this go up there, I'd have to be like doing this, and it's just no fun. So we just put a beat right there just to do it for us. Alrighty, and then we can just cut the black bars up here. Or if you want to, just how I did my black bars, I go 1, 2 over, and then I go over on this side. Then I just easy use them. Okay, so this is one of the things where we're going to do the scale that goes up, and then kind of stays flat, and then goes up again. So this one I'm gonna go here, and then it's gonna go pretty far in to fix the framing of this, and then it's gonna go Actually, it's gonna go out. So that's what it's gonna look like. Scale. Hold shift. Drag this over. Want this to go in a little bit quicker and come out just a tad quicker. Now we're gonna put on rotation. There it is. By clicking R, I'm sorry, it's R, P, and S. Scale is as, P is rotate, or P is position, R is rotation, A is anchor point, and T is opacity. Should have mentioned that earlier. Start off there for that's position, rotation. Keyframe it over there. Start at 7, and then probably go to a little bit below 0 in the middle, and then go to negatives. So it should look like that. I'm gonna make it like that. Usually you want some constant rotation, so it'll be more like that. So now it starts like over, and as he dives it rotates with it, so it just like fits this in and makes it look really sick. Lastly is position. So this, you want to line it up like everything else with your pan, crop, sync, and whatever. And I want this to be a little bit above to give him some headroom. Alright, sync these like everything else. Then you can, for these, since they're a little flat, you click the number next to one on your keyboard and you can open that graph up. So now we're gonna look at it. Alright, so before and after levels, as you can see, levels like make it look a lot nicer, but again, like the last one, it's kind of too much, so I'm gonna put it on there and lower the opacity a bit, and adjustment layer. Just like that. Pre-comp these again. So here's what we got. And to make these flow a bit better, we're gonna add some radial blur, or directional blur. So you're gonna put on directional blur. Since the angle is going straight up, we're gonna keep it like that. Start off with like 45. Just go a few frames to the left and right, and just like all the other things, hold shift in the middle and drag those up, and we can see what's going on. But yeah, that's some sins I'd probably do for this scenario. So thanks guys for watching. I hope you learned some stuff. I know these sins kind of suck because like they drop frames and they're not the best in general because I kind of went quick on them. But I hope you learned some, and thanks for watching. Peace.